Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing the 2015 NHL Playoffs. We're talking right now with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. We're covering the Rangers and Penguins series, and Joe Duffy made a very compelling argument, giving the opinion that Pittsburgh, as a big underdog in this series, might have some value, might surprise people, might be a little bit underestimated, even though they have two of the top players in the game, Crosby and Malkin. Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. Thanks for being back with us.
Thank you for having me, Peter.
All right, so you pretty clearly are leaning towards Pitt at plus 202 to take the series, and in Game 1 at New York, Pitt is a big underdog, plus 158. The total's minus 175. The Rangers are minus 175. The total is 5, juiced to the over at minus 131. If you like Pitt in the series for all the same reasons, would you like Pitt in Game 1 as getting a healthy underdog line, plus 158?
Well, I will say that Pittsburgh, their best chance to steal a game is Game 1 because, as I said in the other video, where Lundqvist, remember, he is coming off an injury. He looked terrible in his first game back and then did get better each game, but I do think that Pittsburgh's going to test to see how rusty he is. And most importantly, I think the Penguins know that they are capable of a lot more than they've shown. Their scoring fell off at the end of the year, but they've got their talent. For Pittsburgh to do anything in the playoffs, they're not going to do it in a tight checking game with goaltending. They're going to have to open it up and get their talented first line to start scoring. So I still think the better play is actually the over. And remember, from the Rangers' standpoint, they struggled last year in the playoffs with their power play. They were terrible on their power play. True, they seem to address it during the regular season, but doing it during the regular season is one thing. I think the Rangers really want to establish their power play early, because if they can do that, they can definitely go very far in the playoffs. So I think the Rangers are going to most definitely try to set the power play early, the tone early, and Pittsburgh, they've got to open it up and they've got to test Lundqvist, hope that Lundqvist is a little rusty coming off of that throat injury. So I think the best play here is the over.
Over 5, minus 131, and that also hedges against Fleury having a mental breakdown in Game 1. If that happens, you might get the over by the middle of the second period. All right, Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com leaning over 5, minus 131 in Game 1 in Pitt Rangers. Joe Duffy, tell us what OffshoreInsiders.com is all about. What can we find there?
OffshoreInsiders.com. We're the master of the underdogs and the small favorites. As I filed this report, we actually have more underdog winners than we have total losers in Major League Baseball for this season. Another great NBA year. Our bounce back angle in the NBA playoffs has won for you and me literally for more than a decade, and we've tightened it up a little bit in the past couple years where it's even got a higher ROI. What is it? Look, just visit OffshoreInsiders.com. We'll tell you about it.